Just before we get into consults and things today, just wanted to have a quick talk about some of the language. So this is prior to council consults for people for in the city. As you get, I guess, essentially into projects which are going to be more and more difficult with council, well then the language starts to make a big difference. So, going to have a look at the capital city zone, which is the zone that our project sits within. All of you should be at that point already to understand that. But and one thing, it's, you know, you can read through the council-wide objectives, understand, okay, this is what they want, etc., and then read through the zone and say, okay, this is what they're wanting in that zone. But another thing which is really important for dealing with the council is actually looking at the language, looking at the key points that they make in that in their zoning. So as we look through here, so desired character, the zone is the economic and cultural focus of the state and includes a range of employment, community, educational, tourism, etc. facilities. This zone will be active during the day, evening and late at night. Licensed entertainment premises, nightclubs and bars are encouraged throughout the zone. So they're talking about night, where, you know, we make decisions about what, or the client makes decisions about what they want from the project and what they want to achieve from it. So it's not always that we can say, all right, well, we're going to follow that zoning entirely. Our main focus is to advocate for our clients' wishes in that. So we've got high-scale development is envisaged in the zone with high street walls that frame the streets. However, an interesting pedestrian environment and human scale will be created at ground floor levels. So what we're not doing is we're not really doing high-scale development, and we don't have high street walls that frame the streets. But what we can grab from a statement like that is this bit here. However, an interesting pedestrian environment and human scale will be created at ground floor levels. You know, I think it's fair enough to argue that our building being set back like that enables us to create that interesting pedestrian environment and human scale at street level. Through careful building articulation and fenestration, frequent openings in building facades, verandas, balconies, awnings and other features that provide weather protection. So we've also got balconies on there. So it's about looking through and thinking, okay, well, these are the bits that we are catering for, and this is some of the language. So we can have, you know, use words like human scale at ground floor level. We can use words like building articulation, etc. in our meeting with the council. And another bit that stood out to me, so we go, well, under this section, non-residential land uses at ground floor level that generate high levels of pedestrian activity, such as shops, cafes, restaurants, will occur throughout the zone. We're not doing that, but if we skip to at ground level, development will continue to provide visual interest after hours by being well lit and having no external shutters. So that's another thing that we can incorporate into our design. We can say, well, we are doing this landscaping, we are doing this glass frontage to the building. This can all be well lit up at night time. It can present, it can provide visual interest after hours, and given that it's, you know, on North Terrace there, on the corner of North Terrace and Paxton Walk, you can use that to say, you know, we are providing that visual interest at night time and providing that human scale.
So, yeah. You don't have to go into detail about, say, lighting it up or anything like that, but
no, but you can have a look through the development plan and say, these are key points in the development plan that align with that can be comfortably included in what we're doing. And when you talk about your proposal to council, you can talk about this is the landscaping, this is the building style, and say that, you know, at night time this can be well lit and well presented to show off that building and the showroom, provide that passive surveillance and safety for people. So it's about picking out those things and expressing those. Other sections I had highlighted there were things like these here. So A, B, C, and D. So it says contextual, so that it responds to its surroundings, recognises and carefully considers the adjacent built form, and positively contributes to the character of the immediate area. So that's one of those things that you can say, well, look, what we're doing, you know, we are doing this glass-fronted facade, but you can say that a glass-fronted facade is sympathetic to both traditional and modern architecture. It's that bridge, that aesthetic bridge between the two, that doesn't sort of impose itself visually on either one of those styles. You can also say that you can pull out elements from other buildings around and say that we've got a lot of bluestone represented in buildings. We've got different shades of render represented in buildings. We have a lot of greenery in the incorporation of plants, both within landscaped areas, botanic gardens, and buildings as well, and say that we're looking to do that. So draw inference from key features around the area and say this is what we're bringing into our developments. Our development is contextual. The next one is durable, by being fit for purpose, adaptable and long-lasting, and carefully considers the existing development around it. So you can say that what we're doing is we are producing an office with clear open spaces that are adaptable, and there's the incorporation of technology to enable that space to be used or to be relevant for a long time. Also, things like carefully considers the existing development around it. Well, I guess Lot 51 across the road is not really existing development, but it's development which is defined, and we know that that's going ahead, and that we wish to essentially piggyback off of that, and we're wanting to work within that. We've also got inclusive, by integrating landscape design to optimise pedestrian and cyclist usability, privacy and equitable access, and also promote the provision of quality spaces integrated with the public realm that can be used for access and recreation, and help optimise security and safety both internally and into the public realm for occupants and visitors alike. So we've got some words that we can pull out of that. So we've got things like pedestrian and cyclist usability. So some cycle parking, some things like that, and also interaction with pedestrians. Privacy and equitable access. So equitable access, that's about disabled access. You know, that's something which we are considering in our design, and we can let council know that that's being considered. Provision of quality spaces integrated with the public realm. So you can say that yes, we're not building right to that front, but what we are attempting to do are provide these attractive landscaped areas to integrate with the public realm. Access, recreation, etc., and security and safety both internally and into the public realm. So we can say, once again, that it's going to be well lit at night time. So we're pulling out bits like that. We also have specifically mentioned sustainable. So integrating sustainable systems into new buildings and the surrounding landscape to improve environmental performance and minimise energy consumption. So various different things put forward by students for this project already in regards to that sustainability. That's something that will help sell that project as well. Say, look, we are generating power on site, we are reusing stormwater, we are doing this, we are providing habitat for animals. and amenable by providing natural light and ventilation to habitable spaces. So another argument for curtain wall glazing on our building. So what we can do is we can pick out aspects from here, some of these bits of language to help advocate for our clients' wishes. I'll just flip that over. Then some other little bits on here. So, yes, it does say distinctive grid pattern of Adelaide will be reinforced by the creation of a series of attractive boulevards, and as shown on concept plans. So we're at 188 there. So let's CC2. Let's go down. So here we are. Here, so we're not within that area identified specifically as attractive boulevards, etc. But we're on a section which is leading into that. And I'll go back to 187. Other sections that stand out. Okay, so we've got mention of North Terrace here, so that's something we'll have to look at. So North Terrace will be reinforced as an important pedestrian promenade and cultural boulevard that provides an important northern edge to the city square mile. So there's a lot of talk about interaction and pedestrians. So that's something that I think is very important to be pulling out and using that language with the council. And then finally, we have another reference to North Terrace here. So we've got development fronting North Terrace, King William Street, Wakefield Street, Grote Street and the squares and the main street policy area will reflect their importance through highly contextual design that reflects and responds to their setting and role. So that might be a thing to note down, a statement that you might want to pull out within your discussions with council. So will reflect their importance through highly contextual design that reflects and responds to their setting and role. So so we can we want to argue that we are contextual and that we are responding to our setting and also our role. So that's it from in terms of little bits of language, and I thought it's good to highlight that. Is there anything that anybody else has seen within the council's development plan that they want to share with other people and say this is an important thing, or this is a question I have about the development plan, or something that we'd want to explore specifically? Yep.
Not really exploring, I just thought it was interesting way in the beginning of the development plan how they like to have art incorporated in the whole design. Or
yes.
They gave an example, you can use the building itself as art, or you can, obviously there's options there. I just thought it was quite interesting that they put it in there.
Yeah, actually, thanks. Thanks for bringing that one up. Yeah, that is that, I think that I didn't have it highlighted, but I think that is actually within our capital city zone as well. Mention of that,
I thought
but
it
it's
was general in like way at the beginning.
Yeah.
General information.
Yes, but that's definitely something that that I'd seen in that as well, and that is something that can that interacts with that public realm and provides some visual interest to pedestrian and our North Terrace as being a boulevard for promenading.
It could be sculptures.
Yeah.
Or you could incorporate it in a landscaping, or you could treat the whole building as art itself.
Yeah.
It's quite broad.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what we've seen a lot down along North Terrace as well. We do have interesting sculptural elements placed in front of buildings which are set back. So we've got the museum, and then right at the front of the allotment at the museum, we've got those strange sort of, how to say it, sort of, well, they're water features. Does everybody know those water features in front of the museum?
On special days that we toys in Apple Kids.
Yeah. And then same out the front of the art gallery as well. There's that glistening giant egg, or glistening giant perforated egg in front of the art gallery. So in front of buildings which are set back a little bit, there have been interesting sculptures and elements placed forward on the allotments. So that's definitely something that we can draw on and include in our designs, which is contextual but also interacts with the public realm.
Could we use, I guess, trees for that as well?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, and I think the thinking about the landscape and the incorporation of trees as architectural or sculptural elements is, I think very important with this design. Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, I'll stop it at that, and then we'll get on to completing consults today.